Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 21 for the event Marriage Prospects. This example we discussed in the previous video wherein we studied a male chart who got married and after some period, he got the separation from the wife and the divorce happened, and after some time he got the second marriage also. So destiny should support for both marriage and separation and also second marriage. And the periods also should be favorable for the same. So that we had a detailed discussion with the help of the EPS tables in the previous video. Now the same example we are going to study with the help of the PILT table in this video. In the PILT table, with the help of the favorable key planets and unfavorable key planets and their role in the destiny and also dasa period for the marriage and also separation, we are going to discuss in this video. Now let us examine the birth chart. Example 21, second marriage. We are going to study with the PILT table in this video. Now let us examine the PILT table of this chart. This is the birth chart of that male native. Now we are going to study with the house grouping table, that is PILT table. We are going to study the destiny prospects and also the timing of event, both marriage, first marriage and second marriage. Now I am selecting EPS colors and KP check all, and let me open the self-significators. It is always advisable to keep the self-significators open, because with the colors, when we can see there are many pink shades, Ketu, Mercury and Jupiter are having pink shade, means they're all mixed significator. And Mars and Venus are the only two green color planets, and out of them Mars is stronger and Venus also good, and Sun is seventh cuspal sublord, but it is given blue because of the 4-8-12 cuspal starlord, because of the obstacles. But actually Sun also would have been given light green at least. But when you are giving the colors to the self-significators while you are checking the EPS table, so based on the significations, so we used to give colors. But whenever you give colors, then we can also keep it in mind for what purpose we are giving. Sometime we'll give some color and later we can also change it. Because you can see Sun is 7th sublord and good signification, 4-8-12 it is obstacle. So because of that only it is given blue color. And Moon also good, 2-11 and 10th lord, so it is given blue. Sun and Moon are blue color, and it means they are favorable, right? And Mars and Venus are good, and remaining are mixed one, and importantly Saturn is the strong unfavorable, light red. Rahu also is given light red because of the 12th occupant and 10th sublord, but second star sublord it is good. It is not having any 8th house or 6th house grouping, so still because of the 12th occupant and 10th sublord, and it is given light red. So out of the light red, Saturn is the strongest one. That we have to keep it in mind. So now we have to check the destiny. So destiny, 7th cuspal sublord is the destiny planet. So we have to check how the destiny is present. So let us examine the 7th sublord. Sun. Sun is 7th cuspal sublord planet, and that is fine. And having got Venus, Mars in its ruler, both the green color planets are there in supports. And star level planet is Jupiter, and Jupiter it is mixed one, and sub level planet is Moon, other blue planet, that is also fine, having got Mars. And unfortunately the star lord of the sublord is Saturn, our unfavorable key planet, that is there, and also Sun is also having that Saturn. So destiny is being supported by the Venus and Mars and Sun. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mars. These four planets are favoring the destiny, and unfavorable is Saturn. Saturn is as a ruler and also forming the ruler link to the planet. So destiny is indicating weak signification because of the, mixed significator and absence of the Mars and Venus in the ruler. So that way, destiny is supportive for marriage, but it is also indicating some trouble in the marital life. And if you look at the signification, Jupiter having 3, 9, 2 and representing Ketu 3, 7, 11 and 9, and Sun also occupying 11th house, 11th sublord. So 7 is connected to 9th house, 11th house, are all supportive for more than a marriage also. So that such a significations grouping can be found easily with the help of the EPS table. So we can click on this table and the EPS table will appear so that we can check it easily. So in the key planets, technique will only by seeing the houses we can find their grouping. Just with the color we cannot differentiate, right? So that you have to keep it in mind. Now let us check the seventh sublord destiny planet, what it signifies. Destiny planet is supportive and also it is indicating some weakness. Which are the strong favorable key planets of the destiny, which is strongly destiny planet Sun. Sun itself is good and the Sun is forming ruler link, and Moon. Sun and Moon are playing role, and Mars and Venus are playing role in these supports. So Sun and Moon, both the blue color planets are playing role in Sun, that is fine. And Venus and both the green color planets are playing in these supports. And the light red planet Saturn is playing role at the star lord of the sublord and influencing the Sun also. So, and it means what? Destiny planet, the Dasa Lord should be free from the unfavorable Saturn in its ruler, but it should have the good key planet, that Sun and Moon, in their rulers. Since Moon is a free planet, its role is limited. It can only act as the sublord for other planet, or it can act in the supports only. That you have to keep it in mind. So now let us check the Dasa Lord, in which Dasa the native got married. The native got married in the Mercury Dasa. So let us check the Mercury. Mercury is not having any green planets in the rulers. Okay, it indicates it is not very strong, but it is not having the Saturn also in its ruler. That way it is fine. Though it is having Rahu, it is there. It is not unfavorable strongly. And you check the key planet of the destiny, Sun and Moon, and the Sun is playing role at the last level, and you can Sun is forming ruler link to the all levels. Both the Sun and Moon are playing role in supports or the levels, and Sun itself is playing role at the last level. That is one advantage. Absence of the Saturn and presence of the cuspal sublord planet in the ruler and also in supports. That way it is good. One planet is Mars is not playing role, but Mars is in supports. Still, let us check the Mercury is repeatedly playing. Let us check the subsublord of the Mercury. Mercury subsublord is Mars. So that is good. So Mars is the subsublord of the Mercury. So that way Mars is then another strong favorable key planet that is playing role at the sub-sublord for the Mercury. So that way it is good. So let me note it down, and just a minute. Where is that? Self-significant. Yes. Let us note down that Mercury has got Mars, our strong favorable key planet. Sun and Mars are playing role here. So that way Mercury Dasa is supportive for marriage despite some weakness, but it is also indicating struggles because Rahu is playing role, and Sun is also having got Saturn in supports. Destiny already having got that influence. So Mercury Dasa is supportive for marriage, but it is not smooth marriage, marital life. Now, Dasa Lord we have selected. In the Dasa Lord, which are the favorable key planets are playing? Obviously, Sun is playing, and Moon is playing, and importantly, Mars is playing. Mars is the primary important key planet. Mars is playing, Sun is playing, Moon. These three planets are playing role, in the Dasa Lord. Other green planet, Venus is playing role in the support. So that also we can take it. And unfavorable, Rahu is playing. In the Mercury, which is the unfavorable key planet, I mean, Saturn is not playing, but Rahu is playing as the sublevel. And Mercury also, if you see that, if you look at the Mercury signification, it is not very strong, right? Mercury is also, you can see 9, 12, and 10 representing Rahu. It is also not very strong. It is mixed one, but with the obstacles. So unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord is Mercury and Rahu. It means it is mixed one. And favorable key planets are Sun, Mars, and Moon. Now we have to check the Buddhi Lord, which are all having these favorable important key planet. What are they? Sun, Mars, and Venus. Two green and that blue color planet. Let us check in Mercury. Ketu is not there, and Venus is not there, and Jupiter is not having that. Our Mars, Venus is first of all it's okay, but unfavorable Saturn is playing. Here Saturn is playing, right? Saturn is in general it is unfavorable, no? So that itself is playing at the star level, and moreover it is not having that favorable key planet Mars and Sun in its rulers. Moon, no. And Mars is fine. Mars in the star of Venus, it is fine. But what is missing here? Look at that sublord Mercury. Mercury is the one the Dasa Lord is repeatedly playing. Dasa Lord itself is a mixed key planet that is playing role at the sublord for the Mars. That is not going to be favorable. If the Dasa Lord itself is a good key planet, its role is important. Like, if any planet is there in the, suppose Mercury is a good key planet, the Buddhi Lord, if it is having that Mercury in its ruler, it is going to be good one. So now that is a different story now. Mercury is having weakness. That weakness itself is ruling at the sub-level, and it is indicating some weakness. But otherwise, Mars and Venus both are present, and Sun is also playing. And Rahu also not very strong because Mercury is playing role here. Here also Mercury playing. Saturn also playing. Here also Mercury playing, Saturn also playing. So both unfavorable are playing role here. And Jupiter, no, it is not having any green planets. And Saturn is in the source and 12-level planet. And Mars and Venus are playing at this sub-level. Here, Mars and Venus are playing at the source and effect level, but here on the result level, Mars and Venus are playing. Here you can see Saturn is weak, but only at the starting, right, in the source. It is not forming rural link to the star lord. Star lord is not influenced by the Saturn. To a level, yes, it is reducing the strength. What about Ketu? Ketu planet is a supportive key planet because you can see Ketu having a 3, 7, 11 or 9 is good only. It is good at the star level, though it is pink shade, but favorable on the higher side. Now, sublord is Mars, and Mars is forming rural link to the source planet, effect planet, 12-level planet, all levels that Mars is giving. So, the Dasa Lord's unfavorable Rahu is not playing. Dasa Lord's Mercury is a mixed key planet that is not playing. Dasa Lord's Sun and Mars and Venus, we are discussing the favorable key planet. Mars and Venus are playing, and Sun is playing role in supports. So that way, though Saturn is having at first level and 2A level, these planets are supportive when compared to the other planets that the reason we discussed. But you have to keep it in mind, though Saturn has got these, whatever the discussion we had, all favorable, these present and the ruler's link also, Saturn unfavorable, 2 levels are playing, so definitely it is not going to be a smooth one. So when Mercury Dasa, Saturn is the only planet is comparatively better, though it is weak. So Mercury Dasa, Saturn Buddhi supported for the marriage. In the Saturn Bukti, which Antra will be favorable? That Antra should be free from the Saturn, definitely. And it should have the Mars, Venus in its ruler. In such case, if you see that, then Mars, Venus is present here, but sublevel planet Mercury is not very strong, right? So in that case, if you see that, because sublevel Mercury is not having that Mars also in its supports, because this is having weakness but not having the other strong favorable key planet, especially Mars in the ruler. If you look at Mercury, the Saturn Bukti, the marriage happened in the Mercury Antra itself. Because Mercury is having that Sun and Mars, the subsublord is Mars is playing, and Sun is forming ruler link, and Mercury having some weakness, that is for sure, but not having that unfavorable Saturn is playing role here. Here you can see Mars in the star of Venus. Venus is having Saturn in its support, that unfavorable key planet of the Bukti Lord. It is influencing that. That is also one more important point. And here Mercury is not having the Saturn in any of the ruler. Saturn is not there in supports also. So that way, Mercury, the Dasa Lord is taken advantage because it is absence of the Saturn in its ruler and also in supports at the especially at the primary levels, and the presence of the Mars in its subsublot, and Sun is forming ruler link. So that way, that's Mercury Dasa Saturn Bukti, Mercury Yantra favored for the marriage. But as you are aware that how difficulty we could find the combination, so that definitely there will be a problem in the marital life, right? That's what happened. That Mercury Dasa, Saturn Bukti, Mercury Antra, the native got married. Then after that, the problem started. So Mercury Dasa over, Ketu Dasa start. If you look at Ketu, which is the star lord is of the Ketu is Saturn, unfavorable. All the levels you can see, all mixed one, mixed one. So destiny planet Sun has got Saturn at the last level. So that is going to give the trouble also. It is indicating separation also. That Ketu represents Jupiter in the star of Saturn. Sublord is Mercury. That Mercury is also not very strong. So definitely Ketu is going to give the separation during its period. In Ketu, which is the strong unfavorable key planet for the separation in Ketu Dasa, obviously Saturn, right? Ketu and Saturn, they are playing role, and Saturn is a strong unfavorable key planet playing role here. In Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti started. Venus is the green planet. You can see Venus is the Lagna Lord 11th occupant, good key planet in the star of Ketu and 12 level Saturn, sub-level Saturn. You can see this two and having got the Saturn in supports. This is not good. Source is okay, but look at this planets. Saturn, unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord. Saturn is playing role at the 2A level and sub-level and also in the support to the source planet. This is not good. So in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti definitely it is going to give trouble to the native for them. It can cause separation. So during Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti, it is going to indicate separation. So now in that Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti, the native separated in one period. In which period the native separated? Let us check now. Now we have to check the Antra Lord, in which Antra under Venus Bukti, which Antra would have given the separation. The Antra Lord definitely should be free from the green and blue, because if green and blue are there, then they can give a ruler link to the other levels, because many planets are having this green and blue in supports. So in that case, it should be free from green and blue. It should have that Saturn. You can see in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti, Sun Antra, no, it is having blue also. And it is got blue planet strongly present and sub-level also good key planet. And Moon is having the Saturn in its star level. That is not good. But moon is free planet at forming ruler link to the other levels, and sun is also present. And having got the good key planet in support, it is not very strongly favorable for the separation because moon, green color planet, sorry, blue planet is present and also forming ruler link. So moon is weak but not very strong. Mars will not give, Rahu will not give, Sun is present. Yes, Jupiter, we have to keep it in waiting list. But what is the problem? Jupiter is not having any blue, but it is not having Saturn also. That Jupiter will not be favorable. Here, Saturn will not give, and Mercury will not give, and Ketu only. Ketu is the planet which is not having any blue and no green and having got the Saturn. So Ketu Dasa, Venus Buddhi, Ketu Antra itself, the both the people physically separated. You understand? So that way that the key planets of Saturn is playing role and the separation happened. After the physical separation, they applied for the legal divorce and all. So that legal divorce happened in the Ketu Buddhi. Legal divorce happened in the, as per the rule, as per the law. I mean, after 1 year, that the separation happened in the Mars Buddhi. Not Mars Bugdi, Mars Antra. So Ketu Bugdi, Venus, Ketu Dasa, Venus Bugdi, Ketu Antra, that physical separation happened. I mean, after Venus, Sun Bugdi, Moon Bugdi, and Mars Bugdi. So in Ketu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, that legal separation, divorce happened. If you look at that, Mars is supportive, but sublord is having some weakness, and it is supported for the legal divorce. Now the native is looking for the second marriage. Whether second marriage is indicated by the Dasa Lord Ketu. You look at now, second marriage is when we are talking about, we have to look at the houses again. Ketu, we have got, we are given pink shade, but it is 9 sublot. For the second marriage, that pink shade is good now. And look at the Mercury. Mercury also 9th lord. That is also good. But it is having weakness, but still 9th lord. So we have to keep it in mind. Ketu and Mercury are supportive for the second marriage. That we have to keep it in mind. Now, after that, but we have to keep it in mind, apart from that role of the Ketu or Mercury, Ketu has got occupying 6th house, that has got some weakness, but Mercury is not that way. 9th lord and 12th lord occupying 10th house, some weakness are there, but Mercury can get support from the other key planet in supports, right? Being the 9th lord, it will get the strength. Now, apart from this role of the Mercury or Ketu, regularly our strong favorable key planet 2, 7, 11, 1, 5, 9, Mars role and Sun role and Venus, those things also should be required because Ketu is not very strong. Ketu Dasa is getting strength from the other planet, which are the planet Venus, Mars are playing, and Moon, Sun are playing, and Mercury, the 9th lord, it is playing. So that Bugdi Lord should have that Mercury also and our other Mars, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Sun role. So Ragu is not having that, and Ragu is having weakness. No? I said Ragu is weakness, but Ragu is, what is that? It is 12th law occupant and it is having weakness, but it represents Mercury. But though Mercury is represented by Ragu, Ragu is occupying 12th house, it has got weakness. So we cannot choose this one. Jupiter is also the same way, it is free from the Mars. Moreover, Ragu also, Mars is not there, right? Mars also we need. And Saturn, yes, Saturn is okay because Mars and Venus are present. And role of Mercury is not present. First point. Second point, unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord is Saturn is playing role here. First level and 2A level. So that is indicating some weakness, though it is having some favorable significations. Remember, in Mercury Dasa, Saturn booked the favorite for the marriage because Mercury is not having the Saturn. So Saturn, when it is ruling, it is supported for the marriage. But in Ketu Dasa, Saturn is not capable to give the marriage because Saturn is the star lord for the Ketu, unfavorable key planet of the Dasa lord Ketu is Saturn. That itself is ruling. It is not good. And now let us check the Mercury. So Mercury is the planet is free from the Saturn and also having the other key planet Mercury. And we remember already we checked sub-lord is Mars. So Mars itself is present at the sub-lord, and already we discussed moon, sun, because when we studied Mercury Dasa, we studied in detail. Mercury is comparatively better. Being the ninth lord, that is the important point. Being the ninth lord, having got other key planet in its support, and sub-lord is having got weakness, but it has got support from Mercury and Sun, and lord of the sub-lord is Sun. That Sun is forming ruler link to the in that sub-lord, and the sub-lord is Mars. This is also not very strongly, because among the planets, we are trying to find which are the planets are free from the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord, and having got the strong favorable key planet which are supporting to the Dasa Lord, making the Dasa Lord is supportive, Mars, Venus, and Sun, and that Mercury being the ninth lord having got the support. So because of the second marriage, we are taking this Mercury. That Mercury is playing role, and Sun is playing, Mars is playing. So Mercury is comparatively better than this Saturn. So where Ketu Dasa, Mercury Buddhi is supportive for the second marriage for two reasons. One reason is important key planet Mars is playing role, and Sun is playing role, and Venus is playing role in supports, and Mercury is the ninth lord which is ruling the Dasa lord, and absence of the Saturn in its rulers. Even in support, Saturn is not present. I think we're able to understand. And once the Mercury's Buddhi has come, then Antra has to be having that Sun, Mars, and other key planets in the, in the rulers. It should be free from the Buddhi Lord's unfavorable Rahu. You understand? So that way, as already discussed, we had discussed a few planets which are having that Mars and Venus, that is Mars planet and this Saturn planet. Only these two planets are having these key planets of the Buddhi Lord Mercury, that already we discussed previously also. Out of them, which is better? Saturn is the only planet which is comparatively better, because Saturn is weak, but you can see star level Ketu is the one, 3, 7, 9, and 11th cuspal sublord, and having got that Mars in support, all good, and Mars also in the sublord forming ruler link. So it is favorable. Here Mars is there at the source, and the sublevel is our Mercury, our important good key planet. Not very good planet, but comparatively it is ninth lord, it is present, but that is not having the ruler link from the Mars. So that way, Mars has got its own weakness. Because of that, that second marriage happened in Ketu Dasa, Mercury Buddhi, and Saturn Antra. So first marriage happened in Mercury, Saturn, Mercury. Second marriage, Ketu, Mercury, Saturn. But still, what we have to keep it in mind, though it is somehow supported for the second marriage because of the Mars and Venus on supports, and Dasa Lord, destiny is also supportive for that, this marriage also will not be going to be smooth, because you can see many planets are having this influence of the Saturn, and Dasa Lord also not very strong, and next Dasa, that running Dasa also, it is going to be, you can see, very weak. So marital life is not going to be smooth. So I think we're able to understand how the key planet of the Dasa Lord, the Dasa Lord is having weakness, but it has got the destiny key planet Sun in rulers and also in supports, favored for the marriage. After that, in the Dasa Lord, the Buddhi Lord should be free from the unfavorable key planet of the Rahu, that Mercury, that is Rahu, and the strong favorable key planet Mars, Lord, and other Sun is strongly present. That should be there. That way, we check which are the planets we have found those planets, and then unfavorable Bugdi started coming. That led to separation, and within that Dasa Lord, which is strongly supportive, comparatively supportive. Not we cannot say it is strongly supportive when compared to the other planet, which is free from the Dasa Lords unfavorable, but having got the Dasa Lords of favorable key planets, which are influencing the Dasa Lord, that and all we check, those planets favored for the marriage in the supportive antra. But all the planets are having somehow are having the unfavorable rulers and influence. So that is indicating that marital life, even it is second marriage, it is not going to be smooth. That can also will be into trouble. I think you're able to understand. So, I mean, with the help of that PILT table, we can identify. But as I said, please open that EPS table and check the levelage. Then only we can see that. Such charts are not so easy. Okay. Because why I have taken such difficult cases so that you will be coming across such challenging cases. So that it will give more experience. Okay. So we'll meet in the next video.